Today I'm chatting with Alex Mišković from Terra Balcanica Resources. Alex has shown up today right after the company's put out a pretty large drill intersection, and he's going to walk us through the results as well as the company's future exploration plans. All right, everybody, enjoy the interview. Alex, thanks so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Steve. Thank you for the invitation to you and your viewers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. So let's start off with what's happening in the world. All eyes right now are on CPI data. How closely are you following inflation data? And secondly, how big of an impact does inflation data have on the mining sector?
Well, I can only speak for Terra Balcanica, and I can say that as far as Europe is concerned, our operational costs have increased by about 20% since this time last year. Reflected mainly in terms of consumables, fuel, but I can also say that also the price of drilling has been recoded, and it's gone up by about 10 to 12%. That still makes us very unique in the, I would say, in the mining sector or exploration sector, especially in Europe, because of the fact that we had a very low rate of drilling costs even prior to this, and so with this little bit of an increase, it makes it slightly more expensive, but we are still well below $250 Canadian per meter of drilling, all inclusive. That means food, fuel, diesel, drilling costs, consumables, accommodation, salaries, everything else. Assays as well.
Okay, so you mentioned Terra Balcanica. Let's get into it. This morning, you guys issued preliminary results from the Viogor-Zanik project in Bosnia. What can you tell us about the results?
Yeah, so this is basically an announcement of our step-out results. The system on the locality called Chumavichi, specifically Chumavichi Ridge, which is one of our 3 targets in the Viogor-Zanik. Just to remind your audience, we have a high sulfidation, an intermediate sulfidation, high-grade shallow vein-hosted system called Chumavichi within our Viogor-Zanik project. The second target is called Brezheny. We'll be announcing that in shortly. Also, Brezheny is a skarn, gold skarn, copper porphyry target. And then the third one is called Olovine, which is just porphyry copper target. Well, here, Chumavichi, we are announcing the conclusion of our drilling, 2022 drilling on the locality called Chumavichi Ridge. We have stepped out about 60 meters towards the northwest from the original cluster of drilling that we have commenced our drilling at, and we are again intercepting the principal Chumavichi vein as well as its plays closer to the surface. So at about 34 meters depth, we've intercepted a zone of about 3 meters of massive sulfide mineralization, and then again the principal zone, which is up to 11 meters thick. Of course, all of this data is macroscopic data. We can see it in a core. Our geologists have logged it. So they are very keenly anticipating assay results, which should come shortly, and hopefully be as exciting as our 2 previous press releases, namely the one in September and November.
Okay. So also, since we last spoke, you guys haven't announced a listing in Germany for the equity. Can you explain to us why it's attractive for a junior company like Terra Balcanica to have a listing in Germany?
Yes. I mean, many things happen. I mean, I was actually looking at our list of press releases since we listed in June, and this is going to be our 15th press release, so quite active on that front. 2 important things happened since the last time we spoke. One is, of course, as you mentioned, listing on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and the other one is a small amount, I would call it small amount, significant oversubscribed financing at the rate of $500,000 Canadian, which was also completed in December. So why is Frankfurt important? Well, we are a European story. We are a European explorer in the heart of Europe, and for us not to be listed on Europe's largest stock exchange would just make no sense. So we have conducted this in a fairly short order, together with help of our business associates from Euro-Swiss Capital Group, Equity Group. So now we are trading under the symbol UB1, that's Uniform Bravo 1, on Frankfurt Stock Exchange. So we have now finally become a duly listed company, and we expect, obviously, once the news flow starts coming out, that this is going to galvanize the story even further, expand our investor base in German-speaking world, Austria, Switzerland, and Germany, as well as the Central Europe.
Okay, so you mentioned a $500,000 private placement. It's not a ton of money, at least in terms of exploring a project. You guys have a lot of land. What's the plan with the $500,000? How are you guys going to deploy that capital?
So this is primarily basically to keep operational costs covered, and basically kind of weather the storm, macroeconomic storm that we are all facing with. But on the wings of the results that we are about to issue, we also plan fairly soon. The date isn't exactly nailed down, but within the next certainly 2 months or so to announce another round of financing, which is primarily going to be used towards the drilling. 2023 is the pivotal year for Terra Balcanica because we do plan to really step up the heat and increase the pressure on in terms of drilling and meters recovered. So the plan is roughly about 8,000 meters of drilling over the course of next year, spread amongst these 3 different targets. So mostly Chumavichi, Brezhny, and then Olovine. But also, let's not forget, Terra Balcanica is a multi-jurisdictional explorer. We have 2 properties in Serbia, both of which are drill-ready. So Ceovište and Kaludra eagerly await drilling over there. So we do plan about 1,200 meters on both of those localities so as to test the hypothesis and then, see how the story unfolds. But absolutely, drilling is the main storyline for us in 2023. We hope to be successful in terms of raising money for that, and then immediately thereafter commence drilling sometime in April.
So how do you get there without creating a bunch of dilution for shareholders? I mean, that you're gonna have to raise a significant amount of money to do 8,000 meters of drilling. What's the strategy there to make it so that you're not gonna hurt shareholders who are purchasing down here or were in previous private placements?
So I mean, two-pronged approach. Obviously, we are banking on a fairly low cost of drilling, and the bang for the buck that we can get in Bosnia and Serbia. As I mentioned, we can go down in Serbia as cheaply as $215, including chemical assays from the labs, all inclusive per meter of drilling. In Bosnia, slightly more expensive because of the recent inflationary pressure. But also to try to get the share price to where I think this company really needs to be and belongs, given, world-class, if I can say so, intercepts that we have so far shown to the markets. I mean, the silver equivalent intercepts we've shown when compared to the other companies, obviously different people use different metrics, but they're continuously keep on ranking at the time of release among top 10. At least as far as Canadian explorers are concerned. So we hope to actually, really spread the word, do our marketing and advertisement type of story really well, so that people know about it, get behind the stock, get a share price to where it should be, so that once we decide to actually announce financing, that can happen at the price that's fair and not diluted.
Hey, well, Alex, thanks so much for hopping on here. Congratulations on the drill results, and let's keep up a dialogue as you continue to roll out your exploration strategy.
Thank you so much, Steve. Take care.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and if you could do us a big favor, please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so we keep making more of this content for y'all.